Hello, I'm Nick Harrison with Rocky River Woodworks, and as a woodworker, we all know that everybody wants tools, lots and lots of tools, but we also know that those can get expensive. So what I'm going to do in this video is talk about 7 ways that you can buy tools, or 7 places that you can buy tools as a woodworker. Before we get started, I'm going to give you an example and go around my shop and all my major power tools, tell you where I got them from. Miter saw, bought it brand new. Table saw, new. Laser engraver, new. Computer, Facebook Marketplace. CNC router, Facebook Marketplace. Drill press, Craigslist. Joiner, Facebook Marketplace. Drum sander, Facebook Marketplace. Belt sander and bandsaw, both I bought new. Lathe and scroll saw. Lathe was new, scroll saw was friends and family. New, friends and family. Facebook Marketplace, friends and family. So as you can see, I have a wide mix of places that I got my tools from, and of course that's not exhaustive. There are multiple hand tools, hand-powered power tools, things like that I didn't include, but those are my major machines, not necessarily tools. The point I'm trying to make is you can get your tools from anywhere, and here are 7 different places. Number 1 are estate sales. Now, estate sales can be kind of weird. It's kind of awkward because you know that someone very important to the surviving family has just passed away. This can go good for you and it could go bad for you. This is good because a lot of times people want to get over that pain and hurting and suffering of losing someone, so they're simply just trying to get rid of machines. However, do not take advantage of somebody because that's highly disrespectful. But what you can do is find some great deals, some great prices, and quite frankly, people just want the clutter gone. They want to get past that sad part of their lives. The second place is yard sales. Now this kind of goes with estate sales. Basically, you're going to someone's house and it can be quite awkward getting overly private or intimate in someone's space. But again, a lot of times yard sales are designed to have very low prices because people just want to clean out and clear out the clutter. Uncle Joe doesn't live here anymore, for example, so they're just wanting to get rid of his stuff. They might give you a discount. It's a great way for you to pick up machines. With yard sales and estate sales, especially with the older generation, a lot of times you can find some very high quality, very well built tools. Again, they're the older generation. They probably bought these tools several years ago when tools were made with very high quality. You might find more iron rather than stamped metal. Number 3, Craigslist. Now, if you're like me, you've began to realize that Craigslist really isn't as popular anymore because of Facebook Marketplace, which we'll talk about in a second, but Craigslist does still exist. In fact, a lot of the older generation still sells on Craigslist. That's just what they're used to. They're not into social media, but they are familiar with Craigslist. A great way to find some older, high-quality machines at discounted rates. I look on Craigslist quite often, even though it's not as flooded with good deals as you used to find prior to Facebook. It does still have stuff on there, and it's a good place to look for tools. Number 4, eBay. Again, eBay in my mind has kind of went by the wayside, especially with the predominance of Amazon. However, Amazon is primarily for new products. eBay, in my opinion, I've found primarily used for older products or used products. eBay is a great way to find some new products or to you and used tools, but new to you, and a way to get a deal. After all, it was designed as an auction site and designed to take the lowest bid or the highest bid. And it's a great way that you can get in on that. The point I'm trying to make is don't always assume that you need to buy new tools. Do not be afraid to buy some older tools that are still of great quality and at a discounted rate. And now, number 5, Facebook Marketplace. This is probably the number 1 place, as you just saw as I went around my shop, that I've bought a lot of stuff. Pretty much everything I own, figuratively, not literally, has came from Facebook Marketplace. Not just in my woodworking hobby, but also in my personal life. Computers, cameras, notebooks, digital notebooks, tablets, things like that. I buy everything on Facebook Marketplace. I actually have found 2 of my previous vehicles through Facebook Marketplace. Great place to look. Everybody's on Facebook these days. Everybody's trying to sell their stuff, and they know that they can do that on Facebook. So you, as a woodworker, can be the perfect buyer to swoop in, get a deal, find it very locally. You know, Facebook, you can filter down the radius of diameter of how big you want your search area to be and find the great deals, and it might be your neighbor that's 3 houses away from you. The next place to buy tools is through friends and family. This can kind of be literal and figurative. Buying through friends and family can be literal. You know, you have a generation above you, whether it's an uncle, your father, your grandfather, whatever, that are trying to get you on your feet. They might give you tools. They might let you buy tools for a discounted rate. Or you can acquire tools through friends and family through the form of gifts. My wife has gotten me several of these tools for birthdays, Christmases. My parents have, things like that. It's a good way to get tools at a discounted rate or possibly free. The number 7 way to buy tools, and it's probably the most obvious, but certainly the most expensive, is to buy them new. Buying new is not always a bad thing. I tend to buy a lot of things used. Just because it's discounted rates. A lot of times the assembly's done. You don't have to take it out of the box and deal with all the greasy or the oily surfaces that came from the factory, the styrofoam that sticks to everything, plastic to throw away, cardboard boxes to throw away. All that stuff's done. However, you are purchasing used. This isn't as prevalent in woodworking machines, but we all know when you buy used vehicles, for example, you're always a little bit hesitant in the back of your mind. You're always wondering if somebody's trying to get something over on you. It could be the same for woodworking machinery, but a lot of times, as long as you kind of a little bit know what you're looking at, you're going to be just fine. If the machine works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Again, there are more things to look at, but that's just something that you do have the benefit of when you're buying used. Buying new is still fine though. A lot of times if you buy new, you get a warranty on that stuff. If you're skeptical on buying used for the reasons I just mentioned, you could buy new. If you're in an area that you're right next to a woodcraft or a rockler, you might buy new just because of the convenience. Buying new is not bad, it's just another option. So that was a rather quick video. I just like to talk about it because I'm assuming every other woodworker in the world likes tools, but this hobby can become very expensive. I start out cheap. I start out used. I start out with Harbor Freight, no shame in that game, and then upgrade over time. As you get more money, you want to upgrade the size of your machinery, the power of your machinery, its capabilities, you can certainly do that. And those are my 7 ways, or my 7 recommendations of where you can buy those tools. If you enjoyed that video, I think you'll enjoy this one right here too. Be sure to watch it next. Subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below if you have any questions. I'm Nick Harrison with Rocky River Woodworks. Take care.